So here's my Survive the Asteroids game, where I have some asteroids coming in from the top left. That is just graphical, just to keep the start state from getting boring. And then we can press enter to play. Once we press enter, we appear inside this dark space, where it's kind of meant to be like a moon. A Leo spaceship comes down, where it deploys astronauts. The aim of this game is for these astronauts to survive as long as possible. So all of my astronauts died there, so I lost the game. But our aim is just to keep these people alive as long as possible. Each of these astronauts either gives us steel, wood or coins, and it gives us one every second. Now, how do we keep these astronauts alive? Well, we can just drag and drop these like metal bricks down here, and it'll just deflect asteroids off. Also, one thing that we can do is that we can see this little info bar where it has a name, a cost, an info and attributes. I won't read them all out. And here we also have a dynamic block where it will just fall to the ground. It's pretty useless, honestly, but it's just a nice touch. Also here we have a horizontal moving block and a vertical moving block, where each of them have their own individual cost, where there's 30 steel. Now, if we go right, we can see the next page of all of our bricks. And here we have a spinning block clockwise. This spinning block clockwise has a secret attribute. And that secret attribute is just so that any red asteroid that hits it, it makes this brick speed up in the way it spins. So if a red asteroid hits it, which I won't show now, then it will spin faster. Now this is just a spinning block clockwise times by 2, just spins a little bit faster, and powerful times by 4, which spins really fast. And now we have a magma block. These magma blocks technically just makes asteroids disappear and go poof. It's pretty simple. Now if we go on to the next page, there's even more blocks. We have the deflecting block, which is one of my favorites. It just takes an asteroid and throws it back inside the opposite direction at 4 times the speed, as we can see here inside the info box. We have the slime block, or sticky block actually, and it does the total opposite of our shield block. It just makes stuff stick to it. And here we have a temporary block. This temporary block is really good for when you're starting the game, because any asteroids that hit it gets killed immediately, and then the temp block also destroys, so it's just like a meat shield kind of. Also here we have a slow block. It makes asteroids go 4 times slower whenever it collides with it, like so it goes a little bit slower. It's kind of like a B-Tech slime block. Now if we go right again, we have this question mark block, where it's a mystery block. And then if we drag and drop this, we can see that each time we load the game, a new attribute appears for this mystery block. And it's just the reason why I added this mystery block is because not many blocks use coins except for this metal factory, and so it's just a nice touch. So inside the top right, I didn't show you, but we have steel, wood and coins. You can use these metal factories if we start placing them down rapidly. Each of these gives off 1 steel in about so each of these gives off 1 steel per second. And then each of these machines will just give you more steel. And then we also have for wood, and we have some for metal. And this is pretty nice because then you can start to earn more of the in-game currency as you progress, as you have more of these factories or machines. Now we also have a death counter up here, which just says how many deaths you have. Right now it's at 0 because I just died and restarted. But if all of my astronauts die, then it's game over and we restart. Just to have a final touch, I have added some red bar at the top. And what this red bar does is it just gives the player some estimate of how much astronauts have spawned and how much astronauts have died. So the further along this red bar is, technically the more astronauts have died. If the red bar hits the very end, then it's game over because all of your astronauts have died. This is basically it for my final project.